Hey now, long time no talk. Not that anyone cares. I got a lot of stuff going on in my business life, so I can't record videos at the rate I used to. But I wanted to finish the L's. I wanted us to finish the L's. We're at Ted Lyons, the final L. Ted Lyons, Baseball Hall of Famer. He got in through the Baseball Writers Association. Maybe not one of the best selections they ever made, but he's in. Win-loss record of 260 and 230. What's interesting about Ted Lyons is he's the only player in the Baseball Hall of Fame that has more walks than strikeouts. I thought that was a really interesting statistic about him. And another thing really interesting about him is the fact that he, besides having the fourth highest ERA of any pitcher in the Baseball Hall of Fame, he had basically his best year at age 41 when he led the league in the ERA at 2.10. So that's really interesting to me. But in terms of signing autographs, he's one of those players that really is concerning me. Very easy autograph to get, very obtainable, except, of course, when you go to sign baseballs. He died in 1986. He pretty much stopped making public appearances in 1983. He had trouble walking. He was going blind. So because of that, he wasn't doing the mass card shows, but he was an excellent signer. But again, we'll take a look at that, but it's very interesting to see how the flat autographs are compared to the baseballs. And I always compare it sort of like to Luke Appling. Again, that's just really scary when you see these signed baseballs. And I know Ron says he's of nominal value, but I mean, when you see baseballs for going for close to $1,000 for a single signed baseball with really shaky, I think that's a lot of incentive for a forger to do. Am I wrong? I don't think so. So anyways, without any further ado, let's take a look at the autograph analysis of Mr. Ted Lyons. So again, I'm going to come back to this one at the very end. So typically Ted Lyons, again, it's a pretty simple signature. So again, we're going to talk more about the later in life signatures. The T was very different when he was an active player and even afterwards before he got into the Hall of Fame. But later in life, it's just a simple two-stroke T. The E is usually you're going to have a break there. Usually you're going to have a break between the D as well. The D, believe it or not, is more open to close. The L, you should always see a two-stroke L. The Y is usually by itself. And a couple other things to always look for usually is the L should be higher than the T. See how it's higher than the T right here and lower? That's pretty common for Ted Lyons autographs. Again, this is the more vintage Ted. I mean, looks nothing like let's say a post Hall of Fame Ted Lyons autograph. You can see the vintage. He had the wraparound T with the E and then to the D. All one single God, I can't be drawing a brain fart. One single, without taking his pen off the paper, one single stroke. That's what I'm looking for. The Lions as well is very different. But again, his autograph changed a lot once he got in the Hall of Fame. This is a very unusual L. Usually, like I said, the L's will loop around. As you can see right here, this is a triangle. The D is open, which I like. The separate break between the E. The Y, usually there's a break there. This is a little bit of an unusual Ted Lyons autograph. I don't want to say it's fake as much as I am not used to this autograph at all. I would be really curious about the provenance of this autograph before I would say it's good. It looks, I mean, the fact that the L is taller than the T is good, but it's on I'm not a huge fan of this. Now, again, this is where his autograph is getting worse, as you can see right here. And I don't want to say this is bad. I mean, Ron talks about he should still have a little bit of like momentum in his autograph. It's not completely shaky. And you can see right here, the ONS is kind of nice. You can see the L still a little bit higher than the T, but by this time he may be going blind. I don't know. No one knows when this is signed, obviously. It's still getting very shaky, as you can see on a baseball. Again, this is a vintage Ted Lyons signature. I don't want to spend too much time. Another vintage signature. Okay, signed checks. There are a lot of signed checks out there. I mean, the signed checks are like $10, $15. I think I gave one away at the national ones just for finding me. And they're not expensive at all, as I could say. Usually, though, they're signed T.A. Lyons. Once in a great while, you'll see a full Ted Lyons autograph. Those are preferable to me, obviously. But again, very common, still a good autograph. These are beautiful letters. What I moved to was a letter in my collection when his time was the White Sox. There's quite a few when he was working with the minor league clubs. He was a scout. And there's a lot of letters, like I said, in the population. They're not too rare. But again, I think they're beautiful. They're not too expensive either. Again, this is a little bit later in life, but again, it still has nice flow, as you can see right here. Again, the L, you can see is a little bit higher here, a little bit lower here, which you want to see. Breaks between the T and the E, the D. The Y, like I said, is here. The D is a little bit open, which again, you want to see. Again, I think this is a good autograph. Again, this is fine. This is, when I say fine, it's good. It's a great autograph. So obviously you can see the L is higher than the T, which is you want to see. That's the key thing right here. And it's kind of on a flat plane. But again, open D right here, which we talked about. Yes, the Y is not by itself, but again, that's still probable. You're going to see that. With the press steels, like 90% of them are signed. You could see in a felt pen, because when these came out, obviously his eyesight was starting to go. And again, this is good. You can see the L is greater than the T. But I was trying to say with Perez steels, he almost always signed them at the bottom. I saw like one where he signed at the side here, but like I've never seen one signed at the top for whatever reason. So I'd be very leery of that. So the last autograph, and the reason why I want to show this is, again, this is 100% good. And this was signed about a year before his death in April, what, the 15th, tax date, 1985. Look how nice that autograph is. For someone that's 85 years old, that's a pretty good autograph. You see how it's on a nice plane. The L is a little bit higher. So up to a year before his death, he was signing nice autographs. Now I want to jump straight to eBay. So I want to show like what's going on eBay. And this is what concerns me, these signed baseballs right here. So he went from, you're saying this to like real shaky. Actually, this one is not as bad, but you see how shaky this is, and it's all over the place. The E's connected to the D. I mean, I don't want to say I would not pass this R. I don't see how he goes from this to this. And it could be good. Actually, there's going to be some worse ones we're going to look at here. See how like right here, again, this has some nice flow. I'm not saying it doesn't, but again, it's just really like these late in life, let's call them autographs. This D and this D are very different. As you can see, this is an open D. This is a closed. The E, I can't tell. I don't know how to zoom in. It goes into this. But again, they're asking $700. Again, JSA. I know, JSA. I'm not going to keep going into JSA because you know how I feel about them. So, and even when I go to the completed signed baseballs, there's a couple I want to look at. Oh, these, wait, it says sold, but I know these are not the sold. So again, sorry, let me go back up. Hope you're still with me. This one right here, okay, it may be good. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest, at all. But again, look at this one right here. It's like all over the place. And I get it. It has a JSA. But like, I can't imagine paying $665 for this. Look at this Y. It's unlike any Y I've ever seen with Ted Lyons. And you may say, well, he was so blind and it's a felt tip pen because that's why he signed in 1986. But to go from, like I said, we go from, did I close it? No, to go from a nice autograph in 1985 to this in 1986, just for me, it's not worth $665, even if it is real. So that is it with Ted Lyons. I'm probably going to be off YouTube for a while. Give me a good month, maybe, before we start the M's and with Connie Mack. And until then, as always, keep collecting.